Okay, here we go. So, hello, welcome to Let's Play Gabriel Knight 1, Sins of the Fathers. My name is Wodball, W-O-D-B-A-L-L, and I'll be your player for today. Couple things about this game that I'm about to play. It's one of my favorites, all-time favorites, I should say. It's an adventure game designed and written by Jane Jensen, who was at Sierra since King's Quest VI. She actually wrote most of the dialogue for King's Quest VI. So I actually think she's the reason why King's Quest VI is considered one of the best King's Quests of all time. So this game is about an author, Gabriel Knight, who finds himself in the middle of a, well, mythical struggle with forces beyond his control, all the while tying into this new book that he's planning on writing called about the voodoo murders, which is something that's been going on in New Orleans at the time. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the intro. And we find out it's all a dream. What does it all mean? We'll find out by the end of the game. And here's a credit scroll here. We're going to skip this because it's going to show up at the end when I show you the entire ending. Let's just skip to day 1, shall we? So this is day 1, the first chapter in Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. There's a little blurb at the bottom. I dreamt of blood upon the shore, of eyes that spoke of sin. The lake was smooth and deep and black, as was her scented skin. What could that refer to? I wonder. Well, having played this game so many times, I know, but you may not. So we'll find out together.
I bet. Just a minute. It lives, I see. Do you want to speak with Lolita? I'm sorry, but Gabriel is out. Oh, I mean, he's out. Yeah, if he ever comes back, I'll tell him. You know, you could do better. I know I don't know you, but you could do better. Good morning. The phone's been ringing off the hook all morning. Let me know when you want your messages.
Yeah.
Gee, you're lively. Did you have another nightmare last night?
Sort of.
I told you it's that voodoo book you're researching. That stuff can seriously screw up your karma.
I'm sure that's it. Maybe I should write a horror novel on passive resistance instead.
So don't sleep. It's your body. Anyway, your handheld tape recorder came today.
Really? Great.
I can't wait to see what human rights you violate with this one.
I can't wait to violate them. For example, if you would just let me...
And I located some local voodoo references for you. Dixieland Drugstore and the Historical Museum of Voodoo. Both are right here in French Quarter.
How would I ever manage without you?
You? Give me a break. The devil himself couldn't change you.
Well, if the devil had great legs, perhaps, like yours.
And a riveting personality, I'm sure. Well, if you need any more research done, just ask. It's not as though we're swamped with customers.
So a few notes before I start doing the long play. This game is divided into days. So each day there's only a certain set number of required events that you may not have to do in order to advance the chapters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play as if this is my first time and I'm finding out things for the first time. So that means for those of you who are experienced and look and see that I'm not picking up things that I really should be doing, it's because as a new player, I haven't found what it is that I need to use these things for. There are going to be a few things in the beginning that I'm going to pick up, but for the most part, we're going to be going through most of the dialogue options and those kinds of things so that we can get things in order without sequence breaking. The second thing I want to bring up is that I'm going to raise the speed of Gabriel's walking a little bit so that we can make things go a bit faster. What else? Ah, yes. So here is the the typical Sierra menu bar. It's a little bit different than what you're used to in the other games. So we have walk, look, take, open, move, operate, chit-chat, and interrogate, along with two other dialogue options in inventory and a tape recorder. So the tape recorder is just a way to play back conversations that you've had in the past so that you can look over and review things that you may or may not have heard or forgotten about. The inventory is basically just anything that you pick up. You can look at it, you can open it up, you can do whatever you want with whatever's in your backpack. So the main difference here between the typical Sierra games, two things. One is that there are two talk icons, one for just regular talking, and the other one brings up an interrogation interface where you can ask different questions about the character. And the other thing is that the typical hand icon, which is sort of a catch-all for operate, take, move, in all the other Sierra point-and-click adventures, has been divided into 4 separate options. So while you can open a door and you can operate a door, you can't move a door or you can't take a door. So it's very particular about what you can do with particular items. In some ways it makes things a little bit more precise, but in other ways it's a little bit unnecessary, as you'll find out later, because a lot of these items can be done the way that you want them to, with more than one icon. And that just makes things a little bit complicated when you have so many to choose from. So this is Gabriel Knight.
Handsome, isn't he?
Gabriel is voiced by Tim Curry in his best Louisiana accent, his New Orleans accent. So I actually think he does a better job here in Gabriel Knight 1 than he does in Gabriel Knight 3. That's just my opinion. And this is Grace Nakamura.
Don't mind if I do.
Do what?
Oh, nothing.
So Grace is voiced by Leia Remini, who is the female leading actress in The King of Queens. She also has a lot of other guest star roles, like in Friends and other things. So you see her on TV every now and then. So she's a relatively famous actress. So what we're going to do first is we're going to talk to Grace. Find out some things that she mentioned in the intro. Those messages. Some of the research that she's done about the voodoo murders, which is the book that you're trying to write about.
So, what's new, Grace?
Your use of mathematics, for one thing. These books are unbelievable.
What can I say? I refuse to be bound by rules.
The strap marks on your bedpost speak otherwise.
So here's the difference that I was talking about. When you use the exclamation point marker, you get that dialogue option at the bottom here.